look, but you can't touch.
Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host of the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back once again in the Yard of Streams for another edition of the Raw Rewind, presented to you by Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. It's not just me, Patty P, here in the Yard of Streams. I am joined, as always, by the best of the West. You can't forget about Sarah Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello.
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 Woo.
Huh?
How we doing? No, Lyra's making her entrance.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
It's going.
Another day, another dollar, another week. We had a victory Monday this week.
We
For the
did.
Patriots. That's good for you. Probably made
Yes.
work a little bit easier.
Yeah. That was nice. Yeah, I watched the game on my laptop this week, so I didn't have to keep turning around.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, because you got the other screen, you said.
Yeah, so I just yeah. And then I still watch it on mute. So
Why you
'Cause
walk on mute?
I don't want to listen to them shit talk the team. So
That's what do you mean shit? They're not shit talking, they're commentating the game.
no, a lot of the time they're not talking very nicely about the Patriots, and I just don't want to listen to
But
it.
like it's to their point, I feel like they have a reason to.
But that's fine. I just don't want to listen to it. So I just don't want to add to the negativity that I already feel, you know?
Listen, you know what? The only other suggestion I will make is at least throw in some music or something. Like
I work in silence all the time.
that's nuts to me.
Yeah, I do all day long. I have
That
nothing
is
but my
so nuts.
nothing but my fan on. I can't listen to like music and stuff when I'm working because it like it's like I'm trying to listen to the music, like I can't type. Like it's like my sister was in here
Okay.
last week. I think she was just like we were talking for a while, and I had a very hard time working when she was in here because like talking and trying to type at the same time, like my brain can't focus on things at the same time. It's like I can't listen to music with words. That's the thing. I guess if I listen to like classical music or something.
Yeah, because I listen to when I'm on the fish floor, I have to have some sort of earpiece, earbud, or something in for calls, whatever. And if I'm wearing my AirPods, I thought of why not just have music in.
Mhm.
And I'm in the same boat as you, where if I'm listening to, we'll say like Breaking Benjamin or like another band that I love, I'm gonna want to sing along, and I'm just
Mhm.
gonna like mentally, I am going to picture myself listening to it in like my happy place. We'll say, you
Mhm.
know, I'm not focused in where if you got Hans Zimmer or Ramin Djawadi on, you know, who they composed like Westworld and bunch of movies, Indiana Jones, Iron Man, like those types of music. It goes with the flow. Where
Mhm.
I don't think of it like noise. I think of it like I am on task doing what I'm doing, and all the outside noise is, you know, force field.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just used to it. So
That's crazy.
Well, I also talk to myself a lot, so maybe that helps.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean that definitely does help.
I talk to
definitely
myself
does.
constantly, and apparently that's not normal. It's also like, did you know it's not normal to hear like have conversations in your head or like to hear like
That's not normal.
apparently. Isn't that crazy? It's
That
like
is
when
weird.
you're
I mean,
reading a
I'm
book,
not normal at all.
when you're reading a book, do you hear it like do you read it in your head?
Okay. Define reading in your head.
Like when
okay.
you're
No,
like
yeah.
when
I'm
you're
trying to
reading
follow.
a
Yeah.
comment,
I
do you
see
read it?
words. I see words. Like
You
I'm
don't
reading the
hear
word.
it in
I
your
don't.
head?
I hear myself saying it in
Yes,
my
that's what
head.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, apparently that's not normal either. There are people who literally will read like a book and they don't like hear themselves in their head reading it.
It just goes through like a processor. Like it's
Apparently.
You
I was like,
scanning
I
that
didn't know.
document into the computer. That's fucked.
I
No,
know.
that's
I'm
no, that's
I'm
no.
like,
If
how
you're
is
just
that
scanning,
real?
that to me, like you're just scanning.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was so weird. I was like, people don't have conversations in their head. People don't read and like hear what they're reading in their head.
That's so wild to me.
I know. I thought it was funny that it's like if you do, then you're weird. I'm like, no, I think if you don't, you're weird. Because like I had never no. It's funny because you didn't people who have that like where they hear things, you know, or read things and they hear it in their head. It's like they did not know that that wasn't normal until the internet told them that it wasn't normal, and
That's
doctors were like,
crazy.
no, that's not normal. And I'm like, really?
That's why we needed social media. Like
I know.
that.
I've never heard of that before as being not normal. I just thought we all did that, you know, like when they're like silently read at your desk, kids, and you're like, okay. I just figured everybody could hear it in their head, but apparently not.
That's great. Like that's why we should. That's why social media exists, not for the bullshit that we see online, especially with that toxicity faction that we call the IWC.
Yeah.
But with darkness there is light, Sarah. The light has brought the peeps here.
Yeah.
And let's hear from those peeps. So, you ever have that?
Mhm.
Sophia Jules is getting inducted into the Pats Hall of Fame this Saturday. You plan on going to see him? I don't think so. I have to work on Saturdays. I'll be up at the Ass Crack of Dawn at 4 a.m. But I'm gonna try and watch
Is it
some of
really
it.
on Saturday? Not like
I don't know.
before the game?
I don't know. Maybe the
Interesting.
ceremony is there, and then they'll do the halftime thing on Sunday.
Maybe, yeah.
I've been so out of the loop with football this year. I've just been more fantasy, set the lineup, and then live my life, which is it's not bad. We're 1-1 in the league, so 1-1 in most leagues.
Just like the Patriots.
Same name, Pats and Pats, both 1-1. What's up, Pat and Sarah? Yeah, you're Seahawks. I thought you were a Patriots fan, dude. But anyway, if it's like the Lion situation, then go Hawks, baby. They did win, and he wants Cope and Christian versus the Young Bucks feud for the tag titles. That would be cool for fantasy booking purposes. I'm in. I'm so indifferent to what is going on in AEW right now. It's not terrible. It's
Mhm.
not fantastic. It's just solid wrestling every week. Which is it.
I feel that way about Raw right now because I watch Raw regularly. I don't watch SmackDown every week. I'm just like not really like super interested in anything that's really going on right now. You know, like nothing is. I'm not like super passionate about a certain story or whatever. Like there are things that I'm, you know, enjoying at least, but like I'm not like, oh my god, I have to watch Raw to see what's going to happen tonight. You know, like I'm watching it because I'm in a routine of watching it. But
you need a story. You need a story that gets you there. And I think we have one on Raw that's cooking up, which I saw the banner already. So I think that will get you more invested, but hopefully.
yeah.
Hopefully. Was good, David. Saw your tweet about you being at Raw last night. Would love to hear some thoughts about the crowd and shit. Hey yo to Damon.
Hello.
Wish you could mute the commentary for some, but still hear the sounds of the game.
I know.
There's definitely an option. I think if you have some sort of there's definitely an option.
That would be so nice.
That would be really cool. Where is this? Yeah, the rest of the people are not happy about Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah,
getting
no,
a
that got.
WrestleMania.
Did you hear the AAA crowd?
Oh, that was yeah. That's what I'm
You
referring to.
sold out.
Along with
You sold out. Yeah.
I mean, did you see the figure that they paid?
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly,
I
we're
didn't
gonna.
see a source for that, but yeah.
That's jump changed.
But I mean, hello, when you have infinite money,
That's what I'm saying.
you know. Yeah, it just makes you wonder what if that's a legitimate figure, which I'm still not sure about. It makes you wonder what they are demanding of the show because that's a lot of money.
Mhm.
And if they're going to be paying them that much money to get it, and it's that much more than like anybody else has paid to host the WrestleMania, it's like then they had to have signed their life away for that show, because they're going to want everybody on that show, and they're going to want it to be like lit. Like every year we say this is the biggest WrestleMania ever, but I really think that they're going to want that to be the biggest WrestleMania ever, because like if you're paying that much more money than everybody else, then they're going to want to resurrect Andre the Giant from the dead.
That's what you just thought. I was like, go get that shovel.
Yeah.
And see Terry Bollea,
Yep.
Hulk Hogan over there. Yeah, go get him.
Yep.
I don't care. You're gonna make it happen.
Yeah. It's honestly like, that's the
crazy.
only way that they can accommodate that price. I mean,
no,
I don't think they're not gonna make that money back.
It's crazy. Yeah, David. I mean, the Chiefs being 0-2 is one of the funniest things ever.
Oh my God.
And the fact that Travis Kelce was said reason that the Chiefs lost yesterday.
They also showed up to the game wearing a free Rashi Rice shirt, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, brother.
Didn't that man?
He did a hit and run at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he injured people.
Yeah, get bent.
Like,
right, that's what I
the
say.
fuck, dude? What are we doing?
First of all, I wanted to get to this because I like these questions. It's good. I like helping the peeps. As someone who has been through many a breakup, the best thing to do is find your happy place. Like, find the thing that it doesn't matter who the fuck is trying to get your attention, you're ignoring them because it brings you that much joy. Once you find that thing, then you will start to want to rejoin reality and be like, okay, I have the confidence from whatever this shit is that made me happy. So I'm going to go live my life in reality that way. That's how I feel wrestling. I mean, that's how I operate, you know, when I'm not feeling myself. I'm watching X amount of these, talking on these shows with you guys. And then I go join my peeps out in reality at the bars, because it takes a lot of social energy to go out and do those things. And the only way we recharge those batteries are doing things that we love and that put a smile on our face the easiest.
There you go. I have nothing to add. I was basically going to say the same thing. So
breakups suck. I'm trying. I'll give my, to be vulnerable here, because I like to, I'm an open book. My worst breakup was like the high school one where it's like, yeah, you don't know what love is. All right. Like, it was, I found out she was talking to another guy, and it was like right at freshman year of college. My buddy stayed the night with me, and we like talked it out, whatever. Yeah, in the basement, like touch tips and things. It was like a lot of fun.
Help me get over her real quick.
Real quick. All boys school, 6 years, baby.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Anyways.
The best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. I mean, that's what they say. I don't know.
Been there.
Anyway.
Yeah. No. Anyways, enough of the nonsense. We got enough nonsense going on in front of me. CM Punk makes his entrance. You know what? I'd much rather talk about CM Punk making his entrance, Sarah, in my NWF than have to bring this up, because this is really sad. It's getting real. It's getting real.
Know. This is what I've been saying though since the beginning, when people were like complaining about his retirement run, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying that every complaint that people had from the point of when they had him turn heel and whatever, I'm not saying that they're not valid. Like, I don't mean that. But with people complaining about every teeny tiny thing that he did or wasn't doing, I was like, you guys are going to regret this, because his retirement is going to come like this. And then you're going to be sitting there and being like, man, I wish I had enjoyed this more. Even if I didn't like everything that he was doing, at least I was like appreciating the fact that he was on screen and doing something, giving us a good match, giving us an entertainment segment, whatever. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening right now, is like people are kind of being like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Like you said, it's real.
It's
now.
Very real. And it became more real when Brock Lesnar was announced as his opponent for WrestlePalooza, because people were like, "Oh shit, like that's who we're getting."
Yeah.
We don't have time for the fantasy matchups we wanted, like
Mhm.
Jacob Fatu, like AJ Styles, you know.
Yeah. Well, and his 6 dates that are left is very interesting because it doesn't it doesn't really tell you what he could be doing over the like because his appearances are very scattered and it's like okay so who can he feud with next or how are they going to make it make sense because um he is set for WrestlePalooza which we already
Mm-hmm.
know he's against
I
Lesnar
know.
and then we don't see him again until Crown Jewel on October 11th. No Raw or SmackDown appearances before that. So he's just going to show up at Crown Jewel and it's like is he in a match? Like if he is it going to be with somebody that he's like is it going to be a rematch with Brock? Cuz
Or it seems
we don't
like
know.
it seems like a crown jewel in Perth would be more of a Grayson Waller effect into
Maybe.
announcing the next stage,
Yeah.
the final run.
Cuz then we see him a month later on Raw. He's on back-to-back Raws. Um and then he's at Survivor Series War Games, so he's gonna be there, and I'm assuming in a match. And then we don't see him again until his retirement match in December on Saturday Night's Main Event. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I mean, I'm somebody that hasn't been taking it for granted, obviously, because um Cena's my all-time favorite. So like this has been something that I knew was coming. And obviously I'm more like upset about it because like I said, he's my all-time favorite. So it's like an end of an era, like the end of my childhood, you know. I've
Mm-hmm.
I became a fan when I was 13 years old. So um I'm sad. I'm just like I hope that the rest of it can go the way that he wants, you know, because it feels like the first half of his retirement tour wasn't exactly what he hoped it would be. And a lot of that, in my opinion, has to do with The Rock and his uh involvement and then sudden decision to just not be involved anymore. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping that like at least if he can do like the last half what he wants to do, um then that'll be good with me. I mean, I'm not thrilled that they're not letting him retire in Boston. Like that sucks. But
It's still bullshit.
yeah,
I'm still bullshit about it.
I know. So I'm hoping that it'll be good. Like, I mean, he's been putting on killer matches, so like, you can't complain about that. He's shown up at every date that he was supposed to be at. Like, there hasn't been any cancellations or anything moved around. So I don't know. I mean, it sucks. It sucks. There's only 6 left. It really does.
Yeah, it just.
I'm.
I I think we should do our own at the end of it, how we would have booked part
Oh
of
my
it at
gosh.
least.
I'm
I think
so
I think
bad
we
at
could
that,
have.
but well, and
No,
that's the
but
thing.
you
There's
say you're
2.
bad at it, but you could just do it off the cuff because you have your ideas.
Well,
As
because
much of a
there's
super
2
fan
ways
thing
that
you
you can
are.
go about it too. You can go
Exactly.
about it with him remaining a heel for
Yes.
however long, or you can pretend that that never happened. You know, so it's like
There it
there's
is.
two ways that you can go about it.
We could bring that on to the super shows, like prepare for that type shit.
Yeah,
Like I think that'd
it's
be a really good end.
I feel like with how everything has gone, I'm so thankful that I paid a shit ton of money to meet him at Mania
Yeah.
because even though it was during that time that he probably wasn't super fond of, I got to meet him when he was a 17-time champion. So
I know
I'm
but did he have the belt?
yeah, he's wearing it.
Okay, he was wearing
Yeah.
it. That's what it was. Okay, because I
Yeah.
was like, whatever.
So like, you know, even though I only literally had 2 seconds with him, I didn't really get to say a whole lot, nothing, which I'm not obviously thrilled about. Like I'm glad that I got to meet him. I got to thank him and I got to meet him when he was champion. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I hope I can meet him again, but like at a convention, you know, when you
I
have
think you'll
like
be meeting him more often in your life than you think.
I hope
I
so,
think
because
I think we'll be all right.
yeah,
You'll
we'll
be
see.
able to meet him.
All right. So the first match of the evening was Lyra Valkyria, who faced Raquel Rodriguez last week. This week she faced Roxanne Perez. And this was a banger. Okay, this is like the future of the women's division right here. And I'm excited. I don't care. It was a good match. Great from both of them. Obviously, this is continuing because Roxanne came out, or I'm sorry, Raquel came out. And I guess we could, I mean, do you have anything to say about the match before what happened at the end?
No, the only thing I was going to add was that I echo your future of the women's division, and we like this style of women's wrestling, fast paced, you know, a lot of cool moves. Yeah, nothing to add technically about the match.
Yeah, there. And Richard says Lyra is so good. I also, and I agree 100%. I also feel like Roxanne does not get enough credit. In fact, I'm seeing like way more people talk shit, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I mean,
she's more at the level I feel like where a lot of people weren't giving Dirty Dom the credit.
Yeah, but she's
and
so much more
that's where she's at.
experienced than Dom was. Even
well, I mean, what's crazy? I mean, you have one; it's in his blood. The other's just been doing it since she was a fetus. So
yeah, literally. So obviously the biggest moment from this was that Bailey made her return to come out and help Lyra from getting her booty beat by Judgment Day. And this was the first time that we have seen her since Bailey had the blowout or whatever. She told, Lyra told her that she wants to have her out of her life, blah, 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 blah. And we've been seeing all of these video packages every single week. And she definitely was exhibiting multiple personalities. And I was so excited that like the first version that we saw of her was the Bailey Buddies era, because she went around and she was hugging everybody.
Corey Graves.
Yeah. I'm like, I want her to show up at NXT Homecoming and come out with the Bailey Buddies. Like, I want that so bad. I would like to see that on the main roster too, but we're talking about NXT Homecoming, so it feels like, well, that's what she was in NXT, so it makes sense. We did see like I guess I don't even know what version you would say of her later in the show when she yelled at Lyra. So I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this, and we kind of had talked about it if they were going to go with this multiple personality thing. I really think that this could be really good for Bailey. Like, this is the kind of thing that I think can be really good or flop, but I think that Bailey is so good at what she does that it's not going to flop.
No, it's not.
And this could be some of her best work, like character work, I mean.
Oh, it already is.
Yeah.
When she comes down to the ring and is staring Lyra down in the middle of the ring, all of a sudden a switch goes off and she's hugging people like it's 2016 all over again, you know? And backstage, the segment with Lyra, you could, with this angle, it could come off to like you're trying to act. You know what I mean? It doesn't come off genuine, authentic. With Bailey, it comes off so authentic. It really does feel like we have the hugger, and I don't even know what to call her heel persona.
Like
Ding Dong.
Yeah, Ding Dong or Damage Control.
Damage Control, Bailey. Like, we have that. Yeah. Like, those are two
Triple
completely
D. Ding Dong Damage.
Ding Dong Triple D.
Yeah.
Like, it just
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
You have both those characters in one person at the moment, and you have a story there where you don't know where Bailey can go from this. You know, she's at a crossroads in her career and needs to kind of pick a lane on who is she going to listen to, or is she not going to listen to any of them? Like, we going to see a new Bailey? Like, I'm interested. Very interested in this.
Well, and I think we kind of had touched on it before about her transitioning into this character, whatever it might be. But we were saying that it's like it has the real life element in it that I think is what is going to make it work, because this year for Bailey has been pretty chaotic. I mean, from the beginning, because she was supposed to be at Mania. She got written off Mania. Whether that was the intention or not, we don't really know. But, she's had a lot of ups and downs this year. And so to see her kind of like working through that, almost like as Pam, but also on screen as Bailey, it like makes this whole situation feel a lot more real. And so I think it's easy for fans to buy into it because we've all been a lot of people online have had this conversation about Bailey this year about like, what are they doing with her? They're wasting her. Why would they not have her on Mania? That's so messed up.
Yeah.
She deserves better, this and that. And then it's like, well, maybe behind the scenes she's also having that conversation with herself or with the people in WWE management, and they're trying to figure out like, okay, how's the best way to go about this? And so to then see that translated into a story, I feel like is cool because it is really hard for them to have that realistic element in stories now because, as we've said, they are so easily accessible to us now that they can't really go with these like super fake storylines anymore because we see through it because they're on social media later that night, like posting about how much they love their fans, but you're supposed to be booing them, 2 hours earlier. So
Exactly.
I think that's what could really be the driving force behind this is like the support from the fans because it's a genuine support of like, yeah, no, Bailey deserves better. Bailey's super underrated and she should have a better 2027 or 2026 than she did in 2025.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Anyway, did you want to get to any comments or no? Richard's. Yeah.
Y'all remember?
I do not.
I don't. I remember 2 personality shotsy, sort of.
Was this when he was
Archer of Infamy?
Yeah, I hated that era. I hate that era. So dumb.
That's when I started to like Damian Priest. I think that's one of my guys. Like that's my guy. Damian Priest is my guy.
And yes, he's on SmackDown. He's been feuding with Aleister Black. Yeah.
I just like don't hear like I just see like I miss him.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, so
no, they're not.
We find out that Jey Uso and LA Knight, their feud is getting deeper, and they're teasing Jey. I don't know what they're teasing. There's drama.
I have an idea.
There between Jey and LA Knight. There's drama between Jey and Jimmy, who are supposed to have a match at WrestlePalooza this weekend. So that tension is not
good.
Not great. Bad timing. And we see it carry through the entire show. Because LA Knight was like, hey, you know what? I want to go after the Bronsons. Thank you for stealing my name for them because I've been calling them the Bronsons since they became a thing.
The inception. No, you
and have. And now that's translating to on screen because they called them the Bronsons. So he needed a tag team partner and he was like, you know what? Let me ask Jimmy. And Jimmy initially was like, no, but he was like, you know what? Actually, yeah, because fuck my brother. And I was like, that is right, Jimmy. That is why you're the better Uso. And Jey obviously was not into that, and he feels like betrayed. I loved when Jimmy was like, there's no Ula Fala around your neck. So like, I don't need to be listening to you. And I was like, great callback. Solid callback, Jim. Big Jim. That's why I love you. And yeah, so obviously something's happening here. I don't know. Richard thinks that LA Knight is going to be turning heel. I think it's questionable for either of them to turn because they're both so over. I don't know who would be better. I mean, it feels like if they're going to do it, maybe LA Knight because he hasn't been a heel since he was in Maximum Male Models, but it also kind of makes sense for Jey to be in that position too, because we could argue that he's frustrated with how his career has gone. Like he won the championship and it's all like been downhill since then, because he lost it and then he didn't get to he didn't win at SummerSlam, or he didn't win in his rematch in the Fatal 4-Way. But I don't know. What do you think? What's your feeling about this?
I want to see something new from Jey Uso. So I want to see him kind of have this darker side. It's nice.
So you prefer that over LA Knight turning heel?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want. I want to see LA Knight continue doing what he's doing. Don't stop. Like be the face, be the good guy, or whatever. Like just don't if you're gonna do something of switching up anybody, it's gonna be Jay. You can do
Okay.
something with the stopping of the yeet. Like, I'm trying to be serious and have a real conversation with y'all, and y'all just keep yeeting in my ear type shit. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Richard thinks that LA Knight would work better as a heel. It's possible. I just think that it's like when we're talking about, people that are super over with the crowd. I mean, these are two of the top guys in the company right now, in
easily.
that regard. So it's gonna be risky with either one of them. I think that I don't know. I think I would have to see how they go about turning either one of them, because I feel like right now I'm not sure how much it makes sense. Like, I think we need to see more before either one of them does it. Because I think LA Knight has grounds to do it too. He can be frustrated about his spot in the main event scene, and how every time he has a world title match, it's screwed over by somebody else, because whether they got involved or whatever it is. We know, like, I mean, the infamous AJ Styles flying all the way to to Perth to make sure he
Ultimate hater.
loses.
Ultimate
So
hater.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like whichever one of them turns, it feels like it's rooted in the same thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. I mean, LA Knight is on Raw now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to like split them up and have one of them be the good guy and the bad guy. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see some more hints of what is to come at WrestlePalooza. I mean, LA Knight isn't on the card, but the Usos are. And
We
so
are so close to seeing Jay morph into a little bit of Roman.
I think that'll be interesting, because Roman's also gone now for
You
who
need
knows
another
how
Roman.
long. So it's interesting, because then Richard also said about how, like, remember Jay was on the phone and it was like, who are you talking to? And it's like, don't worry about it. It's like, was it Roman? And if it was Roman, what kind of advice is Roman giving you when you seem to be
Mhm.
feuding with your brother? I thought that Roman was supposed to be a good guy. So why would he be saying anything other than being like, hey, no, that's your brother. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
No, really.
interesting. I don't know. This week we don't have to question anything, okay? Because
Why you don't love Penta?
we do love Penta.
We love that.
I can't tell you how many times I have said that over the past week. But just makes me laugh. But no, this week we do love Penta, except for the New Day. The New Day does not. Um, Penta had a good match. I mean, his finisher was going viral because it was like a springboard Mexican destroyer. So,
Best move in all of sports entertainment.
incredible. So he finally got a win over Kofi, which was fine. The New Day and Big G were out there, and they're trying to get more signatures for their petition to ban the Mexican destroyer. Obviously, that did not work. And then later, when who was having an interview?
Dom.
Oh, right, Dom.
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 Double campeon.
Yeah, as he was having an interview, there was a ruckus going on, and then we see that the New Day attacked
Killed him.
Penta, and then the War Raiders showed up to be like, "Hey, what's going on here? We're BFFs. We love Penta." Richard thinks that it's setting up a Lucha Brothers reunion now that Andrade is gone. It's possible. That would mean that they would have to move Rey Fenix to Raw, which, I mean, obviously they don't seem to be too keen on keeping the separate rosters because they didn't have a draft this year, so that would not surprise me. But I feel like that would be a great way to feature Rey Fenix on TV more, because I think people were really into his partnership with Andrade before that all fell apart. And if they're not going to be pushing Penta in the singles scene, then you might as well partner him up, I guess.
Andrade's departure seems like it's going to be a blessing in disguise at the end of the day. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
the dude just challenged MJF to a hair versus hair match in Mexico. Like, no promotion, just like him. Just let's do it. Like, the man's
he did that.
I'll send you the tweet.
Oh wow,
MJF. I'll send you MJF. Quote tweet it.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it, obviously, because it doesn't seem that they're really having Grayson Waller participate necessarily to do like 3-on-3. But if they do, I guess they could have the War Raiders. But I don't know how many times I want to see Penta and the War Raiders versus the New Day and Grayson. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know that I care to see that again. And that's not because I don't love the War Raiders. I do. I don't really care to see them tag teaming with Penta. Like I want to see Penta being pushed more than that. And if I would love to see him and Ray Phoenix partner together. I think that would be super cool. Super cool. And if bringing him to Raw is the way that they go about it, I'm fine with it because we have already talked about how the Raw tag team scene needs to be improved. So if they can have Penta in that, that's fine because it doesn't have to be permanent either. You know?
Yeah, just something.
Oh, Waller is wrestling. Yeah. Except was the Xavier's thing like? Is that real? There was no incision on the back of his head.
No, he had a lump. He had a lump in his head, and it was not from the Mexican Destroyer.
I know, but there was no incision when he was like before and after, and I'm like, I saw the lump, but where's the incision that took the lump out?
No, Big E said he did get surgery.
But did you see an incision?
I saw a little bit of one, yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
But I saw a little bit of one.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting though. I love how people were like, brother, that is a chicken wing from B-Dubs. And I was like, that's kind of what I saw the lump, but I did not see an incision in the second photo. That's why I was like, are we sure that he's not trolling? And this isn't just like further of like, oh, the Mexican Destroyer, look at me, it hurt me, you know, because like you could easily fake that and still like get that same reaction. And that's why people were like, brother, that's a chicken wing. That's a boneless wing from Wingstop, you know, like you could easily do that. But anyway, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. The king and queen of wrestling debate a wall because that's it. I'm not lying. Seth Rollins and Becky freaking Lynch. I'm sorry. I am obsessed with them. I am obsessed with everything about them. Okay. Their first little couple.
So cool. They're so cool.
I'm obsessed. This is like the one thing that is like
was so good.
It's just making me excited. Like this is what I want to see. Yes. This is what I want to see. The matching outfits, they're like the male and female version of each other where it's like they're like chicken shit heels, but like they're still funny. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh yeah,
we have the my hot
playing to the crowd.
Oh my god, the moment where he was like, when Punk was like, oh, no one says that about you, about her being like the greatest whatever wrestler ever, and then he was like, Seth is like, I say it every day, and I was like, that's right, brother.
Good husband. That's a good husband.
Right. Yeah. No. This was a good segment between obviously the four of them leading up to their match at WrestlePalooza. And I was happy to see that Seth and Becky were standing tall simply because I would rather that they lose a mixed tag than lose their titles to AJ and CM Punk. So
yeah. That's how that is. I think you built.
Yeah, I think this is I don't know. I feel like this is some of Becky's best work. I don't feel like anyone is like there's not enough people giving her credit for that. Okay, because like
what did you think of Becky? I mean, Becky and Seth coming out to their own music, and CM Punk and AJ coming out to strictly AJ Lee's music.
Well, okay, I say this in the most respectful way possible, but CM Punk is a simp, so like, of course he did. Like, of course he did.
I loved it. It was great. Simp.
He's a simp. And that's the thing. By all means, brother, you know, like if you have a wife that you love and adore, be the biggest simp for that motherfucker. I like good for you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it was probably done intentionally, but I think that like if anybody was going to do that, it makes sense that it would be that way, even organically.
Yes.
You know?
100%.
Punk is a simp. I mean, he even wore her shirt. Let's be real. So, yeah, no, I think Becky is doing like some of her best work right now, and I feel like there's some sort of like Becky fatigue right now, and I don't really understand because I'm like, I get there are going to be people who are not fans of Becky Lynch, and that's totally fine. I'm not trying to say like I think that people like as much as I, you know, there's certain wrestlers and stuff that I don't like. I still try to understand why people like them, or I try to give them credit when they're still doing something good, even if it's not something I enjoy. You know, like I don't like Jey Uso, but like I get people love to Yeet, and they're really entertained by him, and they want to watch him wrestle. They want to buy his t-shirts. Do I get the hype? Not necessarily, but like I understand that there are people for him, and I can give him credit for being entertaining for those people, right? Or like I don't like CM Punk, but CM Punk he puts on good matches. Like he's charismatic. I don't really understand why so many people can't do that with people, like with somebody as good as Becky is right now. Like Becky's absolutely killing this character.
She's this new iteration of the man.
Yes.
Awesome.
And this partnership with her and Seth, like, you know, she talked about their initial on-screen partnership in her book and how much they individually hated it. And I do think because it was like, oh yeah, it was super forced. It didn't come off that way. It was because it was forced. It was because like Vince was forcing them to be this like on-screen couple because it was like, oh, they're a couple in real life, and it's like that. Who cares? You know, like plenty of them
doesn't make sense to the story. It doesn't make sense to what's going on, but to blend it into.
This is what I wish we saw of the two of them together for the first time. Like I almost wish that never happened back then. You know, because this feels so natural. It feels like, I don't know. They're, like I said, they're like the male and female version of each other, and it works so smoothly that it's like, okay, yeah, no, like this, all of everything that is happening right now, it makes sense. It's really good. It's elevating the two of them while also really good for Punk and AJ, like the perfect way for AJ to return if this was something that they had been discussing. I don't know. This is some of the most entertaining stuff I think that's going on in WWE right now.
It is. It absolutely is. I'm excited.
And I think some people are overlooking it because, like I said, they have fatigue. But like, come on now, I don't know. I feel like people complain about stuff that it's like, oh well, the shows are not entertaining, and then they have something that is actually entertaining, and they still complain. So as we know, they're what?
Oh, they are
fickle. They're fickle.
There we go. There we go. So, El Grande Americano took on Dragon Lee, and the return of the other big Americans, which they're not American from what we believe, because we believe it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. They are not three big Americans.
No, that just clicked. It just never clicked that like all three Grande Americanos aren't Spanish, but they're not American either. Like it's just the biggest oxymoron. This is why wrestling is so fucking awesome.
And if it is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, neither one are big. So it's like even more.
You know.
But yeah, so they recreated the Spider-Man meme. Finally, because people were asking.
You had to do it. You had to do it.
Yeah. But this is the first time that we have seen all three of them together for a while. It's been weeks since the other ones showed up. So I'm wondering if we're going to figure out if we're going to see more of this. Like, okay, they definitely slowed down on the progression of whatever they're trying to do with this. And I want to see more of it. Like, can we kind of like get hints about who the others are, or can we try and figure out why they're all doing this? Because we all know it's Ludwig. Like he doesn't even try to hide it that much anymore. Like, I don't know if you noticed when he was coming out last night and he's like walking down the aisle, he even is like putting his hand out like this to the fans. That is a thing that like Ludwig does. Like he puts his hand out like, oh yeah, peasant, like, you know. And I'm like, he's not hiding it. I mean, it's just like all his Instagram posts are like in Spanish. I'm like, this motherfucker, and it's on the Ludwig Kaiser Instagram. It's not, you know. But anyway, I am curious to see if we kind of get some sort of answer. Like I said, if it is Pete Dunne, if it is Tyler Bate, like, are we gonna get hints about it being them, or are we gonna kind of dive into why?
Yeah.
Because that's the big question that we have, even with Kaiser. What is the point? What are we doing? Is it just to get on TV? Is it to like, what is it? I don't know. And then his partnership.
Yeah,
with Daddy
he's
Dom.
aligned. Yeah, he's aligned with the Judgment Day.
But is he though? Because the rest of the Judgment Day are like, what the fuck is going on?
No, but is it
And
only it's his thing? Is it
it's
the
Lucha things
Judgment
you want to
Day?
understand.
Is
That's what he said.
it is the Judgment Day pissed off by it, or is Finn Balor pissed off by it?
Well, it seemed like JD wasn't thrilled about it either. JD is kind of going between both sides. Like I feel like they can't decide what JD is going to do inevitably because they keep like they have him clearly with Finn, but then there's like some moments where, you know, like when JD returned and was like, oh, Dom knew, but Finn didn't. So like there's definitely of him like in between the two, but it seems like a little bit more recently he's definitely with Finn because if you watched him at AAA too, when Dom won and they're all out there, like Finn and JD are like off, like in the background.
Yeah, and he goes over and hugs his new BFF, El Grande Americano.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I think that I'm really interested in that because we also have to remember he was in the title match at AAA on the last like PLE.
Yeah.
So why is he then trying to help Dom become champion?
It's Lucha things. I don't know.
We don't understand.
I don't understand Lucha things.
I would like to believe that was a callback to what was it? Who was it when it was that one guy? What was his name? He was guy? Like the one luchador that they had, and he was like he forgot his lines in the promo.
Oh, Kalisto.
Kalisto, and he was like, "We're doing lucha things, like whatever." I would like to think that that's what Dom was doing.
I mean, he's pretty online because he said, "Don't worry about a sweetheart" on Raw.
Yeah.
From Vine, quoting the "Don't worry about sweetheart."
Yeah.
Don't worry about sweetheart. I'm like, oh, that's an OG Vine.
Yeah, good times. But yeah, I love that it's lucha things. Don't worry about it. It's like, oh my god, it's so funny. Richard says I'm starting to think El Grande will backstab Dom and take the IC title. I mean, they definitely seem to have slightly backed off of AJ being involved, but I don't know. I don't know what
AJ's got something going on with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, they're in a relationship. So, platonic, of course. I wasn't anything else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued at least. Especially now that Daddy Dom is double champ. So, I mean, we all kind of saw that coming, but
great way to end. It was a great way to start my Saturday morning was watching Dom win. It was a great way to start my Saturday.
Yeah, that was very nice. And then we also saw Stephanie Vaquer finally return to Raw. We saw her on NXT last week, and she was announced to be in a match against Fatal Influence. And then there was rumors that I think it was Meltzer was putting out there being like, oh, she might not be able to wrestle because we think she's injured, and that's why she's been gone. Well, then she fucking wrestled last night, but whatever. So she took on Kairi Sane before facing Io Sky at WrestlePalooza for the title. So she's definitely now semi-involved in whatever is going on with the Kabuki Warriors and Io and Rhea. And I mean, even Nikki Bella was somewhat involved. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it was very nice to see Stephanie return. Obviously, she's going to be on NXT tonight. I still have no idea how WrestlePalooza is going to go. I honestly have no idea.
Well, you have until Thursday too.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Predictions.
I'm just glad
and
that
All
she's
Out
back.
too. All Out this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad that she's back because I mean she was on TV like every single week when they first brought her up and it was this big deal, and then all of a sudden she's like never on anymore, and it's like what is going on? So hopefully whatever happens from WrestlePalooza, I hope that we don't stop seeing her. And I mean, you could argue, oh, well, if she becomes a champion, she'll still be on TV. No. Io Sky, how often was she on TV when she was champion? We have no idea. It was like every other week. We weren't seeing Io. So it's not even a guarantee that if Stephanie comes out the winner on Saturday, that she will be on TV. Hopefully she will, but we shall see. I don't know. I'm excited regardless. It's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, I have no thoughts other than I just love seeing Stephanie Vaquer on my screen, and I still need to finish her interview with CVV. I was listening to it today, but I didn't really have a lot of time at work. I was stuck at the pier, so.
struggle. Oh yeah, this was something that I feel like people were really talking about because
it is. It's the
Yeah.
best story right now that is not obviously involving CM Punk or Seth
Yeah.
Rollins. It is actually the best, like, authentic story. That's the only way.
I think it's like the first story that they're putting in any effort for the women since like Liv was around.
Oh yeah.
You know, like we've been complaining about the writing for the women's division on both shows. I
Mhm.
mean, and this whatever's going on SmackDown, that's another argument that we can talk about at another time. But Liv was involved in so many different things before she got injured. And it was like it felt like the only things that they were really giving any energy to was whatever she was involved in. And then since then it's kind of just been like all over the place. Like the Judgment Day have been kind of doing stuff, but like other than that, I mean, as I was just saying, Io was the champion and she wasn't on TV. Rhea has not been involved in virtually anything over the
All
past like
backstage, a lot of
yeah.
promotion on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been having her come out when the show ends, you know, because of course, like you're gonna have her come out just like they would have Jay come out. But yeah, it's nice that they're actually doing something because I think that they do have. I mean, there's so many women on Raw that it's like, can you give us something interesting? You know, like right now we have whatever's going on with Becky, AJ, Seth, Punk, right? Then we also have the potential of something really good with Bailey now that Bailey has returned. But then we also have this with the Kabuki Warriors, Io, Rhea, Stephanie, Nikki Bella if she comes back. So like it'll be nice if we can see the women main event because that was the main thing that people were talking about is like, okay, nobody really wanted to see the same main event that we've been seeing, which we'll talk about in a second. But people were arguing that the women should have been in the main event, and obviously that's not what happened. But I think they'll
we
have
can
it.
get it soon.
Yeah, well, and even if it's not them, there's a potential that like maybe AJ's first match on Raw is like a main event. You know what I mean? Maybe she faces Becky for the title and it's on a Raw or something. You know what I mean? Like there's a potential of that. So hopefully more stuff like good stuff like that is coming. Richard says the Raw and SmackDown women's division is night and day. Yeah, and you know, we've been talking about it for I don't even know how many weeks at this point, but I still can't get over how they flipped the stories and stuff, like the interest in each division flipped because we had talked about how jam-packed SmackDown was, and it feels like because Bianca got injured, all of a sudden they like do not care what's going on with the SmackDown brand, and now everybody is like so focused on what's going on Raw. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is kind of wild that the Bianca injury is basically the reason why the perception has shifted.
Well, because like nothing else has really changed. The talent hasn't changed. You know, the champions haven't changed, like besides Naomi. But even then, it's like Naomi wasn't like a super featured chick on SmackDown before she won the title. It's like we saw a lot more of her recently, but she's been tied to Jade for a lot of this year. So it's not like, oh, well, they took her out and she was involved in so many things. She wasn't. So I don't know. It's very weird. But since we were talking about the main event ended in the exact same way that it's been happening. I can't even tell you. Obviously it was LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus the Bronsons, and the Bronsons win, which I think they should be winning. But Jay comes out and obviously there's still beef between him and LA Knight, and it leads to a BFT. So clearly there is drama still there, and they're definitely trying to feed into that. I mean, I think that people have a right to be frustrated with how the main event has basically been ending the same way. I mean, the only good thing is, I guess you could say about this main event specifically, is it did not end in a DQ. It actually like ended.
No, I like how it had a clean finish, sort of.
Yeah, at least there was a winner. There's
we
that.
like to see winners and losers.
Yeah.
The reverse.
I mean, it's like I feel I mean, you could argue that there's a reason why a lot of the main events have been the same, and it's because they're trying to push the vision to be like the faction on Raw. So like, yeah, they're going to be in the main event often. I do think that yeah, they do need to have more matches like that though. I think it's just
Yeah.
like people are starting to get tired of the same finish over and over and over again, and it's like, can't you get a little bit more creative? Like, even if this happened on the second hour and that was the way that it finished, like people would be frustrated about it, but at least it's not the main event, you know?
Correct.
How do you feel about, I don't remember if it was Wrestle Ops or Wrestle Features, probably Wrestle Features, was saying why are the Bronsons not tag team champions? Because they are constantly in tag team matches and they're not tag champions. I would assume it's because Judgment Day are the tag champions right now, and they probably don't want heels versus heels.
No, they're gonna do something where they'll take out Judgment Day. Like, but it's not there yet. Like they need to have all the gold. We need to have the Vision have all the gold. We're not there yet. We'll see it after like a WrestlePalooza, maybe after a Crown Jewel or something. But
It feels like something's coming because I don't feel like Seth is going to lose the title anytime soon.
Anytime
like,
soon.
I don't think he'll
Whatever.
necessarily hold it till Mania.
No, but we're on a collision, like a reign of terror type shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost it at like the Rumble or something. But I don't know. It depends on what they're trying to do with him and Punk. Like, I mean, I don't know how they put that to rest. After WrestlePalooza, like I don't know how they just like come off of that and act like, oh yeah, you know, Seth isn't going to face Punk again. I don't know. I kind of hope that we don't see the predictable thing of Punk winning the Rumble and then that's the way he faces Seth at Mania. Like I really don't want to see that, but it's possible that's the way things go. But anyway, I feel like this was an all right show as a go home show to WrestlePalooza. It is what it is. I do think it's hilarious to see all the like pro sports fans that are so pissed about WWE being on ESPN. I think that is so funny.
Yeah. Welcome. This is I dreamed. You know, I used to pray for times like this. To quote
just being like,
Meek
what
Mill,
does this have to do with sports? And I'm
I
like,
pray for times like this. All right.
I know.
I was watching ESPN Sports Center, being like, I've seen highlights of LeBron James. I got my Tom Brady fix. Now, where the hell are my John Cena highlights from Monday Night Raw? Well, guess what? We're about to have it soon. There's some crazy shit going on in NXT.
Okay.
It was Triple H and HBK talking. So I'm like, okay, we're good. Like nothing major's happened. And then Regal comes out. I was going to fast forward and then pause, but I'm like, fuck it. I didn't hear anything. So whatever. And then I go back and I just hear War Games. And then Alexa Bliss and Charlotte came out. Like, I don't.
Oh, yeah. They're defending the titles, aren't they?
Against Tatum and Izzy Dame.
I think that that's a good idea. I mean, both of them are girls that, you know, came from NXT. So I think that makes it makes sense for them to be on Homecoming. But I also think it's a good idea for them to remind us that the women's tag team titles also extends to NXT because they seem to forget about that. I mean, they also haven't really had them on Raw. I think they were on Raw once since they won the titles and that's it. And it's like, all right, well, we need them to bounce around because that's kind of part of the deal if you're women tag team champions. But, you know, whatever. I want to see Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
On NXT.
DX made a TikTok and it's so funny.
Who did?
Well, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It's the I'm really nice to meet you, like that TikTok trend. But it's that, but it's them just shaking hands.
They're sucking.
Just no emotion, just like my mannequins. Just do it. Oh my god, I sent it to you. It's there's the way they're doing it is just so DX that it's funny.
But also boomer.
But DX boomer. Like that's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? Shawn Michaels is going to be getting ready for WrestleMania 43 soon. So he's got to get this kind of stuff done. You know, he's going to get those double knee replacements or whatever he's getting.
He's
got to start training.
He's got to find God again.
Yeah. He's going to fight Andre the Giant. So
did I hear an NXT versus WWE War Games? That's where, like, I need to rewatch the segment. I need to rewatch this.
I'm like, it's not on for me yet, so I am not watching it. But anyway, that was Raw.
That was Raw. And we are on to NXT Homecoming. And then tomorrow we will have AEW Dynamite. And then it's Thursday where we talk all things wrestling over here at the Super Show. So check back for that. And in the meantime, hit that bell notification and subscribe button to know every time we go live and post new shit. We're going to be posting there. We got those shows. We got NWF news. Our buddy Troy is going to update us on Thursday with some fun shit. And yeah, we got more shit over you on the TikTok No Nights Off show. And follow us on social media at SmarshXO on Twitter and at Patty Pitts on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go watch NXT Homecoming. God bless. Remember, you can do it. All you got to do is try. See you next time.